On today's episode of Son of a bitch. On today's episode of Murder We Spoke, we discuss
a juicy kiss
and the most tragic death in J.B. Fletcher's life since her husband. All of this and much, much more on today's special 1 anniversary edition of Murder We Spoke. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show.
Hey.
If you're new to the show, we are new fans of Murder, She Wrote and are venturing to watch and discuss only the best of the best episodes, and we're doing so based on your recommendations. And on the first Friday of each month, we meet to discuss a brand new episode and all things J.B. Fletcher. I am Ben, and I'm joined as always by my co-host, Marissa.
Hey.
Hi, Marissa.
How are ya?
How are you doing?
Honestly, after this episode, very conflicted.
A little broken?
Yeah.
I'm a little broken too.
It did not go how I expected it to go.
No, an emotional roller coaster. We'll discuss
Very
it.
much
But
so.
started off super, I don't want to say slow, but it was very involved. 11 minutes before we saw JB, it was like...
Trust us, we looked.
Yeah, we paused it. We're like, okay, we need to take note. I was just engulfed by all the early 90s everything.
Yeah,
the hair,
decor,
the decor,
shoulder pads, outfits.
I mean, they were beating us over the head with
Yeah.
the early 90s. It was pretty dramatic.
We got it, yeah.
And then the ending.
Yeah, so...
Oh my god.
The episode is the return of Preston Giles.
Oh yeah, let's just say we are talking about Season 7, Episode 7, The Return of Preston Giles, original air date, November 18th, 1990. Recommended to us...
I wasn't even born to this one yet. I
No.
thought it was like 90s that got this. Okay.
It's early. It's super early 90s. Recommended by @MSKiva on Twitter. So...
Well, thanks for breaking our hearts.
Yeah.
Love
Hope you're
it.
happy
Thank
with
you.
yourself.
So this is our 1 year anniversary episode.
So this was perfect since...
Because the first one we watched was
the pilot that involved our good friend Preston Giles. Who we saw in the flashbacks. There's someone even tweeted at us. Jess at JessMunson88 on Twitter said, "Can't wait to hear what you think of the watery/fuzzy flashbacks." It's like, watery fuzzy, what are you talking about? Like, could they have added more filters to those flashbacks?
Right, exactly. Still preferred it to some flashbacks that are on TV navadays.
Mm-hmm.
Cough,
I mean,
PL.
how else are you supposed to know if it's a flashback?
It was a legit flashback.
If it doesn't have, like, a border,
circle, yeah.
like, wavy lines, like
smoke almost.
Smoky, like, the dialogue was, like, even enhanced and souped up in a weird way.
Kind of loved it. It was
There was
way
some
over
harp
the top.
action. I feel like we got the
Yeah,
harp.
and they kind of like stare off, and then it happens.
Oh, every time, and then we come back, and they're just like reliving the moment.
Yeah,
it was so perfect.
It was so over the top. It was perfect.
It was.
I mean,
so he did not age well. I mean, he's 100, but
Preston.
Yeah.
Also, okay. So
I feel
in
like
the first
JB
one, he got JB put him away for murder, but they had like a love affair kind of thing going on.
Essentially dating for like a
yeah,
weekend.
but it was like too much for her because JB's a widow and like she didn't want to move that quickly. Understandably, she's classy. But then he comes back out of jail, so we're kind of like, what kind of Preston is this? Like, he was a murderer, just got let out of jail.
And I really wish I'd watched the pilot again because it was a year ago, and it's like, why did he kill those guys?
Yeah.
I thought he only killed one dude, the dude in the swimming pool.
Right.
Turns out he killed two people. Who knew?
Yeah, so super...
And the dude that died in this episode was in that episode and got yelled at, apparently.
Yeah, because he was a part of, like okay, Preston was like going in for payback, which isn't the best reason for murder, but it's certainly not the worst. Like they kind of like you embezzled $3 million, and that was in 90.
Like yeah. He embezzled $3 million in 6 years, so it was like in the early 80s.
Yeah.
They like that's so a lot of money.
What is that? Like $5 billion now? I
like $3 million before the Berlin Wall fell. That's a lot of money. Everybody.
Guys.
That's a lot of money.
So I don't know. This whole episode, Preston just seemed like so broken. Like he just like was regretful and wanted to like relive his life, but just had so many regrets.
That's the thing, like, because his whole life was like those dudes double crossed him, and that's why he was doing all that stuff in the pilot.
Right.
I vaguely remember that. So he's like getting revenge on them, and then once he finally got revenge, he got caught and put in jail. And it just seems like his life is just a constant shit show. Like he just can't find peace. And I also feel like, this is a little mean, but I feel like part of the sadness that came from Preston was the actor just like he was probably super happy to get a call back from Murder, She Wrote.
Oh my god, yeah.
He was like, I got a call back. I can eat this. I don't have to eat cat food this month. This is amazing.
100%.
We're eating real food tonight.
It just, I was kind of like, in most JB murder stuff, you don't really feel bad for the person who died. And you kind of like the person who was the killer. They
do that a lot on the show. It's like, yeah, kind of. You are very sympathetic to the murderer to the point of like, kind of hope they don't get caught.
Yeah, so that was kind of with Preston. Even I was just like wanted him to do well this whole episode. Like
and especially after the flashback of they did the flashback to her like having her back to him. He's like, I'm sorry. After she found out he was guilty and just trying to like I remember in the pilot that was a heavy moment.
It really was.
And even in the flashback, I was like, I remember that. That's bringing up some feels.
Because
I remember that.
Most of them aren't that intimate with Jess. Like they're her friends or her nephew, something. But this was the first love we've seen. Yeah, like different. A little crush, and I don't know. It just brought us back to that, like the lost love. That could have been, or like, you know. And
JB, she had moved on. She wasn't.
Yeah,
there
she
was like a little
didn't
glimmer.
want to.
She was like, no, we shouldn't. And he was just sad puppy dog who kept coming back. Like
and
as much as you dropped him off.
Respectful though.
Yeah, she was never like, hey, piss off, dickhole.
Yeah.
You murdering asshole. Get out of here.
Okay, yeah, like I'll send you the check to Cabot Cove. Like no breakfast, no. Okay, I understand. Like I murdered 2 people.
Yeah, I mean it was a little presumptuous at first when he was like, we could discuss it over breakfast. And I was like, are you suggesting you sleep together and then go get breakfast? I was like, oh no, you're 100. That's not what you mean. You mean I'll wake up at 4 a.m. and we'll go get breakfast.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like a sleepover kind of thing.
Sorry. That's where my mind went at first. I was like, whoa,
hey, Preston.
PJ, why don't you slow your jets? Is it PG? Sorry. Giles spelled
yeah,
PG,
exactly. But yeah, so then basically he gets an ad exec or someone brings him back to the company that he used to work for.
Yeah, I have a note about this because it's 6.5 years after he's put in jail, and this dude, this slick snake oil salesman dude, who basically runs a failing publishing company.
Yeah, because they ran into the ground after Preston was.
Yeah, and he's like, I pulled some strings and got him out. It's like, you're a failing publisher. What possible strings do you have with the correctional facility?
Exactly. For a double murder, 6 years.
For a double murder, Preston would have died in prison.
Yeah, without a doubt, he would have died in prison.
He would have been serving, multiple life terms. He would get 2 life terms.
Yeah.
There's 6.5 years for a double murder.
And don't think he had Robert Durst as attorneys, so...
I'm pretty sure he's going down hard.
Exactly. But he gets let out. And basically, the whole reason he's let out... No, it wasn't actually that. We thought it was a scapegoat.
At first, yeah, because we were both like, okay, we can see where this is going.
Yeah, and then even to the last, 2 minutes, they were kind of discussing
That's the thing. I'm still not even 100% sure that's not what it was. Yeah. This was, again, very convoluted.
Well, yeah, because...
Like I say that every episode. No, I'm just dumb. This one was real confusing, you guys. I say that every time.
No, it's just... But then why would they want him to be let out? That one guy, why would they pull some strings?
We're going to return to the glory days of...
Oh, they wanted Jessica back. And they knew Preston was with Jessica.
But he knew that Jessica's the one who discovered...
I don't, yeah.
So this guy, like, he's a failing publisher because he is just shit at his job.
Okay, yeah.
Like, he's just like, we need to save the company. Get the dude out of jail that murdered people that used to run this, because he discovered J.B. Fletcher.
Who also put him in jail.
And has since moved on. Obviously doesn't want to be associated with you anymore. And he's like, oh, and the guy that he threatened to kill at the cocktail party that happened during these murders that he still hates, that was stealing from him. We're still going to
hire him.
We're still going to hire, because, he's just so good at his job. There's no one else that could be a
and then
middle
it had
management or whatever it is.
That was like the hugest red hair. Okay, it's not us being stupid. It's convoluted, not finishing storylines.
So the guy that was murdered was blackmailing Preston and the Slick Ross guy?
He was embezzling from... Yeah, Trump Jr. But then...
He did look like a Trump, like in the worst way.
Yeah. But then
Sorry, Michael McKean, who's a hilarious actor.
Oh.
Did you recognize him for anything else? He's done a lot of stuff.
I vaguely, but he's
like
just
Spinal
kind of
Tap.
a white dude.
Spinal Tap is probably what he's most known for. But yeah, he's a very gifted comedic actor.
Oh, wouldn't know. But in this
was the
Trump,
early
yeah,
90s.
exactly.
How did you know?
I wasn't born yet, guys. I'm young. But then he was also embezzling from the guy whose wife, or he was blackmailing them.
He was blackmailing Ross, but Ross was using the wife's money, Millie. Yeah. He was using her money to pay for the blackmail. I literally think I just figured that out.
That is...
I didn't get it from the episode.
Can you do a diagram?
I literally think I just noodled that through.
Will you tell me how they look? Because their names are confusing.
The murderess.
Okay.
Poofy hair.
Yeah.
Frankly, the least attractive of all
Of course. They always do that. It's like the
Uggo is the murder. And she's not even ugly. She wasn't ugly by a long shot. But the other one, I will say Lynette, her name was Lynette, the one that was married to
the one who had like the
Donald
gray
Trump
on the top, blonde on the bottom.
Like, that was some 90s fabulousness.
Yeah.
And I loved
it was
her
working.
cocktail dress.
Yeah.
Her white suits.
Yeah.
With the necklace. Just all white from head to toe.
What about that purple when she walked around the corner, wiping the edges of her lips, like just probably had rub burns on her knees, like
and again.
Woo!
I said it during the episode. I was like, should he not have just been zipping up his fly at the same time?
Honestly, that might have been an outtake. Like we just missed it.
It was so disgusting.
Oh,
it was so
God,
disgusting.
So blatant.
Again, they might have been like they were just kissing, you guys. Again, our brains are probably just super dirty, and
but I mean, like kissing. Wiping the side of your mouth. That's like universe.
That's the thing. Yeah.
That's universal for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's that thing.
We got it.
But yeah, she was great. I loved her. So,
real quick, when she's having sex with this woman's husband, the murderer, and she's like, "Oh, are you gonna stay late too?" And the wife leaves, and the funny bitch was like whatever.
That face, I'm gonna screen capture that and throw it up on Twitter, because her face was.
Like, whatever, wife.
That was like, you look up "don't give a fuck" in a dictionary, you see that face.
That was her. It was so funny. Sorry, that was like one of my favorite moments.
I'm low-key talking myself into like her being my favorite character this episode. As I revisit, it's like, she's actually pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, besides Preston and Jess.
Goes without saying.
Yeah.
Goes without saying.
No, she's for sure.
But out of these other people who were somehow oddly involved.
Yeah, no, she was the best.
She was killing it. Although I do like the secretary, the little Mr.
Giles.
Because she had the single best discovery of a body moment of all time.
Yes!
Because she's super quiet. "Mr. Giles, is it okay, Mr. Giles?"
And she had let everything up like, "I'm just a typical frightened person, but I'm going to classes and reading books." And it's like, oh, bless your heart.
That's the thing. She's like, "I'm scared of everything." It's like, okay, well, we can see where this is going.
Yeah.
And then and just like the blood-curdling scream. And when he comes in, she's like, "Get away from me!" Like, it was so perfect. I'm so sad after that we never saw her again.
No,
she was gone for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, she probably had a heart attack in the alley.
She probably did. She probably ran screaming and just died of exhaustion.
She's probably still there, yeah.
Yeah, running home.
Oh God, but she was really sweet. All the outfits, the secretaries, like the other one in the purple getup.
I liked her. The one at the end, she looked
Loved.
great. Yeah, and the one that found the body was like had like a pencil thin like tie on, like
and like the big glasses, but not like pedophile-y, like cute
and like a little short like bobbish type hairdo.
Yeah,
looking. The secretaries were on point.
Yeah, they really were looking good. Some outfit inspiration.
Okay, I'm liking that.
Yeah.
Still not as good as the all white on my girl Lynette.
With that like net.
Yes, with the little thing. Yeah, again, all white. You have a white necklace. Oh, I bow to you.
Yeah, she was amazing.
And just the decor, like
it was so 90s with that gray wall with the door. It was like statement wall, but also like textured.
And it looked like an old cabin almost.
Yeah.
It was textured to look like, again, I was digging like the decor. I didn't like that.
Is this our first season 7? Maybe they got like new like design people.
Boy, I don't know.
Or it's just the 90s. It moved from 80s.
I think it's just like JB moves with the times. Like she's not being held back.
Oh no, of course.
Because she was rocking some 90s wear herself. Like,
yes.
I mean, I might prefer 80s JB if I'm being perfectly honest. But she was.
I mean, this was like the first 90s JB we've seen, right?
I think this might. We've seen like later 90s because we watched that one with Molly McAleer.
Oh.
That was like season 10.
Yeah.
And that was like some serious like mid 90s.
True.
Because this is like the transition from 80s to 90s those were some rough times. Those were some rough times. A lot of bad choices were made. We didn't know where we were going as a country.
But clearly lots of good choices too.
The Cold War just ended. Like we didn't know what to do. Okay, you guys, we couldn't worry about like the pictures on the walls that just were like gray and pink smears.
Yes.
Why
all
is
of
gray
that,
and pink the official color of the early 90s, by the way? So horrible.
Oh my god,
so horrible.
It's so true. That just like smeary kind of like not watercolor, not really.
Not spray paint, just like a weird artificial
it's just
smear.
all like bright, abstract, but
still faded.
Yeah,
like we're gonna take this bright color, but we want to fade. It's like it's out of 10. I want it at about
like
4.5.
Leave it in the sun, so it's like a weird fade
Exactly.
away.
Yeah. That way you can leave it in the sun for 30 years. It's gonna look the exact same because we pre-faded it for you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's 90s. That's the 90s decor style, pre-faded. Nailed it. God damn, the early 90s were not great. I'm not a fan. Like there's the decor again, the fashion, the big hair, like I don't know. She was like graying our girl Lynette.
Yeah.
But like also. You're gray, but you're also going to bleach part of your hair?
Yeah, because at first I was like, well, oh, it's gray. And then I was like, wait, part of her hair is fucking gray.
The top looked 100% gray.
Yeah.
100% gray. And then
like
she's like...
silver.
But the part that's not gray, I'm just going to like...
Like blondie brown.
I'm just going to get some blondie bleach highlights. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I mean,
you need to get a picture of her because how we're describing it, you just need to see it.
I think we're nailing it. I think we're
nailing it. Yeah, I mean, it worked. But it was insane.
It worked. If you had said that, like, oh, this girl, she's going to have gray hair, like, highlights long, big poofy, I'd be like, oh, boy, that's going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
Nope.
She killed
looked
it.
as good as anything's ever looked.
She looked like a C-list Farrah Fawcett. Like, she was trying to go for that look.
She could have been like, you know what, like, back in the 70s, she probably, like, was at every audition that Farrah Fawcett was at, but just never got the part.
Exactly. Well, we still love her.
Farrah Fawcett's not on Murder, She Wrote, so you did. You did okay.
It's not on much.
Whatever your name is.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, when she came in, when our girl Lynette came in, this is how our whole little jag started.
Oh, yeah.
And they just immediately started making out. But before that, Lynette came in and she's all angry. And he's like, my wife tried to ply me with opera tickets and my favorite pasta, but I told her to get in line. It's like, are you threatening your mistress that you might have sex with your wife if she doesn't, like, what kind of odd circle blackmail is that?
And then Lynette was like, well, she can have you for now because I'm annoyed. It's like,
she's like,
she doesn't give a fuck.
It's so ridiculous. I just thought, he's like, someone threaten. Is that a thing you do? You threaten your mistress that maybe you'll have sex with your wife? Is that a thing?
I guess. Side chicks are thirsty, but like the two husband and wife who were being cheated on, what was snaky guy?
Ross
and Minnie.
Millie.
Which
is, I mean, come on. Don't give her an 80-year-old's name.
Yeah.
Even in the early 90s, Millie was an old person's name.
And so Millie made a comment, and Ross was like, we don't have to worry about affairs. We're much too attractive. It's like, what? No. What?
Calm down,
Come
buddy.
on. Your wife is just wiping her mouth around the alley. You're about to kiss her on the lips. Nasty, Ross. Nasty.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, that was just like, and I'm like, who's too attractive? Because your spouses are both the more attractive of the
far
two.
and away.
Yeah.
Far and away. Was Ross having an affair? I just feel like everybody was having an affair.
It felt like it, but then
Didn't it feel like
who
it?
would he be?
At a certain point, I thought that those two were having an affair, the attractive two, and the other two, I thought they. I don't know why, but I just assumed that, but I don't think it's true.
I don't think so. He actually had nothing to do with anything.
He was a red herring. That's all he was. He was our red herring. And completely fooled me by that.
The uglier wife was the murderer.
And I think we discovered why. I think we muddled through why.
I think you did. I'm still going to get the graph later.
Who knows? But what we haven't talked about is someone laid their hands on JB.
Dude, that was
This was
bonkers.
like between that and the ending. This was a pretty
for
Murder She Wrote, like a little
and
brutal.
For, like all the episodes we've seen, because albeit we jump around, but we've never seen anyone touch Jessica. There was that one where someone pointed a gun while she was in bed, like with her back messed up. Remember? But besides that.
Like, people have been very respectful of the elderly woman. They're not going to lay their hands on her.
Yeah, so someone, like, rummaged through her hotel and then came and put that little leather glove. I thought they were going to put chloroform.
Exactly. That's it. I was like, oh, this is getting grim.
Yeah, but then she, like, scratched him and he was bleeding. So I was like, okay, good. JB, she knows her self-defense. And then he threw her to the ground and left. And it was really startling. She like even said she had bruises.
That overhead shot of him throwing her, like, yeah, that was not like... That was filmed well, because we were both like, JB, oh my goodness.
Yeah, we were startled.
Yeah,
it was very shocking.
Yeah.
And this episode had more blood than most. Not as much as the
oh my God,
virtual reality one, but this one still had a lot.
The one in up at the ski cabin. In the shower where the guy was like...
That's the one I was thinking about. I thought that was virtual reality.
Oh, no, that's... What's it called? Snow White Blood Red?
Yeah, but...
That was the one at the ski cabin.
With
remember
the
they got snowed in with the Olympic cross-country ski team or something?
I thought it was virtual reality. Oh, no, that was in the the virtual reality one
that was the one
least amount of blood.
Because he got shot in the head, but there was no blood.
Okay,
that was the opposite.
Right.
It's like,
I was thinking the shower one.
Yeah, that was the one
that was dark. Okay.
That
but
one was...
besides this is the second most blood, right?
This that we've seen so far.
Yeah.
And an argument could be made that this one was even more shocking because we see the gunfire and we're on pins and needles, and she runs up and sees him kind of crouched over, like with his arm over his chest, and we're like, he saw this coming.
Like Preston knew a murderer knows what murderers do.
That's the thing. He set this whole thing up so she would come up. He sent that letter to her house, knowing she would intercept it. Like, he had this whole thing planned out, so he was ready. Like, he had like a metal tray, a la Michael Keaton and Batman, or he had a vest on. Like, we're like, okay, he was ready. And then when Jessica rolled him over,
and like 2 bullet wounds to the chest,
oof.
And we kind of screamed.
The shock was real. No, the shock was real. The shock was real.
And the most depressing part was he had recorded it. Basically, I feel like he had just given up on life after Jessica, and like he was out of jail.
100%.
He quit his job. He's like, I'll figure it out, Jessica.
He was trying to like make
up for like,
it was like retribution. Yes, that's what he was trying to do.
And then it was so sad because the tape recording, he's like, we did it, Jess. I was like, no!
And she called and she's like, get help up here. I was like, he's going to survive. And I was like, no, he's a 100-year-old man who took 2 bullets to the chest. He's not walking away from this.
But that his last thing was like, we did it. Like, he took one for the team. Like,
he did it for Jessica.
He
wanted to help Jessica because he knew what had happened. He didn't want Jessica to get hurt. And
he had committed crimes.
And he did it for Jessica.
Yeah, and that's how it fucking ended. No, and then she listens to like part of the tape recorder because he's like, the tape, and then died. And
then he listens to her, like, part of the confession. Freeze frame.
Normally we get like a mid-laugh Jessica.
She's getting like flowers. Someone made a little jokey joke, and she's throwing her head back in laughter.
Even right after a murder, they could still be funny.
Not this time.
No.
I honestly did not see Preston. I thought it was going to be like a little cat and mousey kind of thing. Like he's going to try and woo her, and then he'll just ride off into the sunset to start yet another new life like he always does.
Yeah, or like, he tries to hit on her. He gets set up for murder. She gets him out, and like they remain friends.
Mm-hmm.
No, he died for her. And then also one of the flashbacks, which part of the intro, but they show their kiss from the pilot episode, which I completely forgot about.
Steamy.
And we haven't seen Jessica even like hold hands with another man.
She rebuffs every advance. She's got no time or interest.
And it had been a year, and I completely forgot. So when they did a flashback and I see the kiss, I screamed, covered my eyes because I felt like I was watching my grandmother. I was like, no! Like, it was so weird, and it lasted a long time. And then I turned to Ben and I was like, was this a deleted scene? Like, I didn't even remember. And he's like, no.
You wiped this from your memory.
Yeah. And it's nothing about Preston, nothing about Jessica. It was just like, I don't see Jessica like
she's
that.
She's just like a strong, independent woman doing it for herself.
Yeah.
She doesn't need...
No, and like she still wears her wedding ring. She was like a fresh... Like,
she still wears her wedding ring.
Yeah,
it's
so
7 years later.
Like I want her to be happy and have love, and like sure she could kiss guys, but I was just taken aback.
Mm-hmm. This isn't Sex in the City. She doesn't need a man to define her.
Definitely not. This is Jessica. I think she's the best role model.
Speaking of a strong, independent woman, she dealt with what may be the most condescending cop that we've seen.
Yeah, and cab driver, too.
Oh my god, yeah, what the fuck was the point of that?
She's a paying customer, asked a taxi driver to take her to Wall Street, and he bitches at her. It's not until Preston goes...
That's the other way.
Yeah, it's not until Preston goes, the lady said Wall Street. He's like, oh, okay, I'll take her to Wall Street. Like, what the fuck? You need to hear a guy say it? Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm paying you.
The meter's running.
Yeah.
Dickhole.
He just got out of fucking prison. He's a murderer. You're going to listen to him? I'm an established author who's paying you.
Exactly. I'm the checkbook. So
yeah.
How about you do that? Take the long way and charge a little more. Who cares? You're a cab driver. That's what you do.
Like, new taxi, please.
I'd be like, he was like, hey, you owe me $5. Like hell I do.
Fuck you.
How much do I owe you, dick?
Exactly. Toss one of my books at him. Have that.
Toss a book right at his god. Exactly. You know she has books with her at all times.
She better. Oh, but you were saying...
Just sneezy, annoying coffee cop.
What? That had nothing... Also, why? What was the sneeze? Why was that a thing? Just
I don't know why.
More annoying?
Just to like
and just say I'm allergic to you, Jessica.
It was probably all in service of that one joke.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. That joke was horrific. I figured out what I'm allergic to. I'm allergic to you.
And she's like, oh, are you okay? Like, do you have allergies? Like, being a sweetheart as she normally is.
That's the thing, like, and she came by, like, to thank him after he let her see Preston. And he's like, oh, I got this nosy book writer. Or what? I think
it's like she's about to solve your fucking case.
This thing is like, and he's like, you're already legendary around here. It's like, legendary for solving crimes and doing your job? Yeah, probably she is.
Yeah, my name is Jessica Fletcher. Nice to meet you.
Oh, Jessica Fletcher's helping you on my case? I guess I can kick my feet up because this fucker is solved.
Absolutely.
I'll just, whenever she discovers who the murderer is, I'll sign off on the paperwork and call it a day.
And you're done. No regrets.
You don't have to follow her around. You don't have to help her out. She's going to do everything on her own.
Yeah, exactly. She's smarter than all of you anyway.
I did like how when they were talking and he's like, so what did you find out? And she's like, I'm not going to tell you anything. You're going to have to get a subpoena. Just like super cool. And then immediately after that, sorry, just distract me. Immediately after that, she sees something on his desk. She's like, is this a picture of the murder? Blah, blah. And she's like, you're going to like not answer any of his questions.
Oh yeah. And then you're just snoop on his desk.
And you're like, same breath. Gonna run right into your own string of questions. I thought that was gorgeous.
I love because she totally plays different cards, like what best suits her, and she was totally playing like the older lady when she barged into the Lynette's office, and the secretary's like, "I told her you're busy." She's like, "I hope you're free." Like, just
thank you for seeing me. Yeah, you're so nice to fit me in.
Exactly. Like she knows what she's doing, but she plays dumb sometimes because it just works.
Because it works because, like, no one calls her out on it.
Exactly. And
I want to see an episode where she pulls something out. Like, don't pull your... Like, I know who you are. Don't pull that shit with me. You get out of here.
Exactly.
I don't want... Like, yeah, especially if, like, I'm a murderer. Like, I don't want you anywhere near. You get out.
Bye, Jessica.
Yeah.
You'll look at me for 2 seconds. I'll confess.
That's exactly what happens every
time.
Yeah, go. Let's see. So, I didn't care for the cop.
No, he was annoying.
Although
and then he took out the gun and sniffed it.
Oh, yeah. He took out the goddamn murder weapon, just pawing all over it.
Put his nose, sniffed it.
And then put it up to his runny, snotty nose.
Yeah. Like, what does he get to smell?
what
He has
end?
allergies.
Get out of town. Like, that guy wouldn't
Smell gunpowder? Why don't you feel it to see if it's so warm, you dumb fuck?
That's the
if
thing.
you were
It's
going
like,
to do anything. Like,
how about looking at a person and be like, hey, you have a gun. Someone just got shot upstairs. I think that's conclusive enough.
Yeah, exactly. It was already, oh my God.
But instead, yeah, just fingerprints all over it.
God,
his big dumb
disgusting.
hands, his big snotty dumb hands. But the guy that played the sergeant he's still acting today. He was just in Kimmy Schmidt. If you watch at the end of season 2.
At the end of season 2.
He's in the last episode with special guest Lisa Kudrow.
Shut up.
So if you guys haven't watched Kimmy, keep your eyes open because I was looking through that. And he plays Jason Biggs' dad on Orange is the New Black. Like, this dude is like acting like legit. This dude is legit.
He's the runny-nosed cop?
Yeah.
Oh my
The one
God,
that was-
Jason, I know. But, like, I haven't seen that part of Orange is the New Black for a while, and I'm not at season 2 yet. I mean, I'm partway through season 2 of Kimmy Schmidt, but this is pretty serious.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what a weird connection.
All Netflix.
Let's see. Another fun thing. Like, I recognized Michael McKean in this episode. I didn't recognize other people, but again, we got the guy from Kimmy Schmidt that I didn't recognize. Millie, our killer, is played by Lois Chiles, who played the Bond girl in Moonraker with Roger Moore. And
We're assholes for being. She's the ugly one in this, and she's a Bond girl.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, the one Bond girl.
The one Bond girl. that uggo. That piece of human filth.
Yeah, no wonder her husband's cheating.
Ugh, gross.
God.
But in that movie, she had the dubious honor of having probably the worst Bond girl name ever, Holly Goodhead.
Oh, well, my last name was almost Moorhead, so...
Bullet dodged.
Yeah, my mom did me a real big favor. Marissa Moorhead.
Oh boy, your college years would have been rough. They would have been real rough.
Or real great. Who knows? We will never know.
Maybe they would have just been real fun. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
Could go either way. Since this episode came out a little late, for good reason though, you guys, come on.
Yeah.
At Daniel Ezra, upon learning a new episode was coming out, said, "Woohoo, goody! I've listened to them all, and I'm now having withdrawals. Need my fix. Cough, cough, shout out, cough, cough." So there's your shout out. There's your shout out.
Yes, thank you.
Asking you shall receive.
That's such a cute tweet.
Let's see. Is there anything else in the episode? I mean, again, if
It
you're
was
gonna
honestly depressing and
it
dark.
was super depressing, and if you're going to wait 11 minutes to bring JB in,
But I liked her last black ensemble.
When she went to the party and I liked the shawl on. I was like, leave that shawl on. That's looking good.
Exactly.
And then, like, when she was talking to, was it in the cab? Or who was she? She was talking to, I think, the cop. And she kept adjusting it so it would just fall, but just, like, talking and being super businessy. But, like, going to adjust my shawl just so it shows off my necklace and just keep looking fabulous.
Loved it.
JB, multitasking, amazing.
But besides that.
Yeah. Let's see. Preston, wiping her lips, condescending cop. All my notes.
Yeah.
All my notes we got to. So we are going to play a game as per usual, you guys, but just a couple notes before we do. Yes. Joel B. New's Kickstarter got funded.
Yes.
So an album of Cabot Cove singles is on the way. So
I mean, we've been trying for this.
This is, I feel, you know what, I'm very excited about this. You guys helped out. You're amazing. So I'm sure it'll be available to purchase even if you didn't put into the Kickstarter. So we'll keep you posted on that. But it's going to be great. Let's see. And if you want to help the show, you can leave us a good review on iTunes. Just like
Cough.
Cough, cough. Good review. Yeah, Daniel Ezra.
Cough. Yeah.
Got your shout out? Maybe a little 5-star review?
If we scratch your back, you scratch ours.
A little tip for chat, maybe? Just saying. Miss I Stay Busy gave us a good review. Great name.
I was about to say.
I rate this cast 5 Angela Lansburys. All the glorious comments from Pretty Little Podcasters set to the hijinks of a sleuthing Angela Lansbury as she solves murder cases the idiots around her can't.
Slay!
Perfect.
Queen.
That was perfect.
Can these people write my obituary?
Yeah, right? What?
Cough,
That's
cough,
how they need to
please.
do obituaries now is like iTunes reviews.
Yeah.
Just let randos go and
Like
write
4
shit.
stars. Like, kind of a bitch, but funny while she did it. It's like, okay.
I can respect. I respect that. I get it. You're not wrong.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, go leave us a good review, you guys. We'd be super thankful. Let's see. So now we're gonna play a game. It deviates a little bit from the games we've been playing. It's basically not a game; it's a test. Let's call a spade a spade. Since this is our 1-year anniversary, I've gone back to little bits of trivia that I remember in my own head. That
Hopefully
I'm
correctly.
99%. That I'm 97% sure we actually brought up on the podcast.
Okay.
So now I'm going to quiz Marissa to see how much of that she remembers.
Okay. Tests don't define people, Ben. Just remember that.
I'm a very bad test taker, so
Okay, good
completely,
to know.
I'm on your side. So
Okay.
if you completely blow this, it's fine. All right, question number 1. Angela Lansbury was not the first choice to play our beloved J.B. Fletcher. Which iconic TV mom was originally offered the role?
Please tell me it's multiple choice.
It's multiple choice, yeah. If you remember it, you can just say it, but otherwise I'll give you multiple
Please.
choice.
Multiple choice, please.
Florence Henderson, who played Carol Brady in The Brady
That was
Bunch.
my guess.
Shirley Jones, who played Shirley Partridge in The Partridge Family. Or Jean Stapleton, who played Edith Bunker from All in the Family.
My first guess is A, but then I'm thinking B or C. I'm going to say C.
It is C. It's Jean Stapleton. See, you're not a bad test taker.
For now. C's the most common one, though. That's the testing. Yeah.
On which backlot tour can you still see the set that was used for all of Cabot Cove's exterior shots? Universal Studios, Paramount Studios, or Warner Brothers Studios?
Paramount.
No.
Which one?
Universal. If
We
you
don't
go
know.
to Universal Studios,
You told me right by the
Jaws.
Jaws.
That
Fuck.
town, when Jaws jumps out of the water, the town by Jaws, that's Cabot Cove.
Honestly, I'm just embarrassed. The reason I didn't say Universal is because I've been on that fucking tour so many times and they never once mention it. It's like Wisteria Lane, Desperate Housewives. This is
In the episode we watched last week with Kira Sultanovich, they were at Cabot Cove, like doing when they had the Russian ballet dancers outside doing work.
I knew exactly.
That was all right. That was all right there. And it's like, oh my god, you can go see that today. I think that's
That's
fantastic.
fucking amazing. I'm just mad at myself now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Why did Angela Lansbury not want Jessica Fletcher to drive a car? A, she wanted to promote biking as a way of healthy living. B, she despised high-speed car chases in the movies. C, she wanted Cabot Cove to feel small enough that all one needed was a bike.
C.
No.
A.
No.
I know she has like a workout book, but then
That's
I
why I
realized.
thought, because
Yeah,
she's
but-
all into the healthy living and the jogging, and she's going to outlive all of us.
But then most of them don't take place in Cabot Cove, which is as soon as I said that, I'm like, what am I talking about? Okay.
Yeah, she didn't like car chases in movies at all, and she loved that JB didn't drive a car because that would basically preclude the need for her to ever be in a high-speed car chase.
Honestly, that makes total sense.
Okay, this one, hopefully you should remember, they said it a million times this episode, I now realize.
Oh, great.
What was the name of Jessica Fletcher's first book?
Oh, The Corpse Dance at Midnight.
Yeah.
Duh.
All right. In real life, the home used in the exterior shots for Jessica's house, A, was demolished in the late 90s and is now a McDonald's. B, is a bed and breakfast. C, was relocated to the studio tour at Universal Studios.
B.
It is a bed and breakfast in Mendocino County up in Northern California.
Still want to stay there.
I think we will. I think we have to do like
We
a live
have to.
podcast from there.
If you guys want to tweet us and see if this is a good idea,
Yeah, tweet your support.
I need affirmation for when I
That's
make
the
big decisions.
And we'll tell you how you can, maybe go shop in the
Support.
store and give us a couple bucks to support this
to
venture.
help us take a trip.
Like, yeah, that's like a bed and breakfast. Like, that was the Murder She Wrote house. That's not going to be cheap.
No,
There's no way that's cheap.
so desirable.
Okay. Angela Lansbury portrayed Jessica Fletcher for 12 seasons. How many times was she nominated for an Emmy for the role?
I don't know.
8, 10, or 12?
8.
No.
10.
No.
12?
She was nominated for all 12 seasons.
It just didn't make sense that it would be all 12. Most people, I mean, it was going away after Friends after
Doesn't
the
12.
it make...
But it's still Angie Land.
Well, of course. But I knew, like...
She's fucking royalty.
It went... You're so right. You're so right.
Of those nominations, how many did she actually win?
Oh, nominations is what I... Okay.
Oh, yeah, you thought I was saying wins. Oh, no.
Okay, give
nominations. How many of the nominations did she win? 0, 2, or 4?
2.
No. 0.
Fucking cunts, dude.
Yeah.
No.
The Emmys. Boycott the Emmys.
Yeah.
Hashtag never forget.
And they strung her along each time.
Isn't that... You would think, like, you know the show's going off the air. You've nominated her 11 previous times.
Like, it's obviously worthy.
Okay, we need to look up and see who won that 12th year, because it better be the best goddamn acting performance in television. If fucking Rachel won that year, I will be furious.
I fucking bet you, Ben.
No, quit saying it.
No, we're gonna have to look this up and get back to you guys.
Okay, because I really want to know.
It's about to be a murder-suicide up in here.
Oh my god, I really need to know. Okay, last question.
Okay.
The B in J.B. Fletcher stands for Beatrice. Angie Lands did this in honor of her real-life bestie. Who was it? B. Arthur, B.B. Newirth, or Princess Beatrice of Wales?
I want to say fucking princess, but I'm going to go... What are the first...
B. Arthur. B. Arthur from Golden Girls. You know who she is.
Yeah.
B.B. Newirth, who played Lilith on Frasier.
Oh.
Or Princess Beatrice of Wales,
right.
Who was a
princess of Wales. A?
A, it is B. Arthur.
Fuck, yes. For some reason, that just seems like too much of a power friend couple.
That is like unstoppable.
Can you imagine?
I just like all the pictures of them in the past.
Oh my god!
Like they went to like
it
was like the Emmys or Tonys, and like they did a number together.
Unreal. We're living the worst fucking times, dude.
Right? Like we missed all of it. Like it's all on YouTube at least.
Yeah.
P.S. Princess Beatrice of Wales is someone I made up. I was searching for famous Beatrice. B.B. Newirth, B. Arthur, the only two I could come up with. And so I was just like...
Because the rest are old and dead.
Yeah, so I was like... that's the thing, it couldn't be someone who was like 19 years old.
But, yeah.
So I was like, there's probably a princess that was named Beatrice of Wales. I don't fucking know.
No one would know. Also, I feel like JB would be friends with the princess. So.
Completely.
Like, that's not
like
even...
Like, she would hang out with royalty on the regular.
Of course.
Okay.
Okay,
right,
so
guys.
I didn't do horrible.
No, you did not. You did not do horrible. That was good. That was good. All right, guys. Let's see. Before we go, quick thank you to Devin Cookersperger, who sent us the theme song we've been using. Thank you again, Devin. Again, leave us a good review if you want to help the show. You can also go to our Redbubble store, or you can donate. If you just want to straight up send us money, we're not going to argue with you. We're not going to fight it.
We want to get a bed and breakfast.
But if you want to get like some cool Murder, She Wrote logos or some great J.B. Fletcher quotes, you can go to Redbubble. There's a link in the episode itself. Click on that. And follow us on Twitter at Murder We Spoke. You can, we'll send out notifications when there's the 20% off in the store, which Redbubble does a lot. And B, I don't know, you just follow us on Twitter.
You'll see a picture of Lynette's hair.
You guys want to see, if you did not watch...
smug face before
if you didn't want to watch the episode, you want to see this bitch's hair.
And if you did, you still want to relive it.
I'm going to be tweeting it endlessly.
Can't wait.
Nonstop. And you can also send your suggestions that way as well.
Yes, please.
We just need something a little uplifting. Emma Skiva, thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah, now we know how it ended. Dark.
Boy, this story was, So maybe something a little more uplifting next time.
Yeah.
Maybe something that won't break our spirits, perhaps. Who knows?
Bring us back down.
The next episode we're going to cover is Season 1, because we got to get out of these 90s. We got to get back into the 80s.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Season 1, Episode 7, We're Off to Kill the Wizard, as recommended by Mary H. from Facebook.
I mean, that name alone.
Right. So that's where we'll be next month. So until then, guys, bye.
Bye.